Well, I think it's pretty clear that for these last 2 years, Putin has wanted three things from China. He wants a deal on the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline to replace those lost European markets. He wants support directly for his war in terms of hardware, material goods. We've seen a lot of that, particularly in high technology goods, although China isn't supplying ammunition and the like. And then thirdly, he also really wants access to Chinese financial markets, growth of credit markets in particular, to replace what he lost in the West, and to use the Chinese currency to further Russia's trade and partner on some of the BRICS agenda. We've really seen remarkably little progress on all of those things. I think eventually Power of Siberia 2 does get agreed. That'll be very high on the agenda now as well. But China has all the negotiating power there in terms of price. So it's really Putin going to China, seeing what he can get.
All right, and on the part of Xi, at this juncture, we just had the president slapping a huge spike in tariffs on Chinese imports, EVs, bats, and the like. Xi right now, because, exports are about the only thing the economy that China's got going right now, right? He needs access to Europe. Europe, they're biting their fingernails, worried about Chinese EV imports as well. And, wasn't that long ago, a couple of days ago, when Xi was meeting Macron in France, Putin decided to had drills, right, testing battlefield tactical nuclear weapons. What sort of message is that supposed to send Xi? And do you think that's going to make him nervous and back away from doing more to help Putin?
Well, I think that this is one of the risks in the West strategy here, right? Putin is a much, much more bellicose actor, has invaded far more of his neighbors than Xi has. And when Xi comes to Europe and has these things, Putin makes these kind of dramatic statements, but that's because he's really trying to signal that he is in the war in Ukraine for the long haul. He has no plan of giving that up. He's trying to press his advantages literally on the battlefield and here in the diplomatic scope as well. And so he sees Europe and the West still as particularly weak. The real bulk of that U.S. aid that Blinken was talking about still hasn't arrived there. Russia's just launched on Friday a new offensive. So this is a big moment for Putin to try to get things. And I hope that the West was able to give the right message to Xi that Putin is the priority conflict right now, the one running the war in Ukraine. But I worry the disjuncture between the U.S. and Europe on that, although they are united in support of Ukraine, is something that, particularly as we move into the political election cycle in the U.S., just a few months coming up until November now with the presidential elections, that dichotomy is going to be tough to manage.